right. Well, maybe we can get started so people can go back to their other fun activities. Thank you so much for joining on a Sunday. It's Pi Day 314. I'm super excited to be here and have so many people join. There were 50 registrants, which is fantastic for Sunday. I know there's multiple parallel other sessions going on, from the Companion Society meetings all the way to other digital pathology meetings, because UseCap is also starting, and there are many other things we all want to do. In any case, I wanted to start the meeting with sort of like some of the highlights, just in case you're new here, to give sort of an overview, but that won't take very long, and we can go over the sort of structure of the meeting real quick. So the first part is, obviously, we have a website, if you haven't heard of it, Digital Pathology Alliance, or pathologyinnovationcc.org. And this renaming was part of something that we worked on for over a year, which is to become recognized as an FDA so-called collaborative community. We've been a collaborative community to begin with, but there's this specific term, and if you haven't taken a look, please check this out. This is one of the FDA websites. It was most recently updated on 17th of December, but it sort of outlines what this means, addressing some of the healthcare challenges together, which means this is a way to ask questions, have an open line of communication, and on the other hand, to provide regulatory sciences tool, methods, and data to the regulator. One element that I wanted to point out, as of today, we have 436 members, and we are, with this sort of designation of a collaborative community, with CDRH participation, one of 11 collaborative communities, same website. So we're here, number 10. And this renaming was in part due to the fact that we should state what we're working on. If you look at other collaborative community, they also clearly state what they're working on. So for us, this is sort of the kind of key message. The other part I wanted to mention, that if you haven't heard about it, it's about time. That is a federal notice. This is sort of a cover of one of the websites that we put together with over 50 people from the collaborative community, meaning the Alliance of PIcc. This is a statement, an explanatory statement about this federal notice. We will not comment on this, but I wanted to point out a few things that if you click this link, or if you just Google this long and worded name, you will get to a page in the Federal Register. And this has been posted on 1/15, so very close to the change of administration. The commenting period would be normally about 60 days, but due to the 11th hour, the Biden administration has put an executive order, and this extended the commenting period for another 30 days. That means we're looking at the tax day as sort of the end of the comment. As of this morning, there were 39 public comments, and I want to draw your attention to this. If you haven't seen this, please go to our website, go there and check out some of the comments. I think it is extremely important that people comment on this. And while I won't comment whether we as a community are for or against it, I think it's great to have communication and comments on this. This captures a total of 91 medical devices, and 4 or 5, however you want to count, is including some of the digital pathology tools that we all love and care about. Some of the comments, and we will provide this as a website tool after this meeting, have been a detailed sort of list of all the different components, what class device they are, what the product code is, and what some of the comments are. Again, we don't comment on whether this is true or not, but it's an extremely important reference. And I want to point out that the update on the website will also entail some of the, in part, already public comments. For example, the Roche and the American College of Radiology have provided already publicly available comments. I know DPA and API are currently drafting or in the final stages of posting these either on their website. I think the API is already, DPA maybe. So we can definitely talk about it. Why I wanted to bring this up is just that this sort of federal notice definitely raised digital pathology as one of the most frequently commented technologies into the Federal Register. So given that this is in the National Archives, it has to be commented on. And since people already provided public comments, this will definitely be one of the topics that have to be clarified. Clearly, the outcome is currently not really given, but I thought in this group, with these interests, it's important to at least mention it. We take a sort of quick jump away from sort of content more towards structure and the aim of the meeting today. So there's a two-part, I would say, aim to this sort of meeting. So if you don't know where you are, you're in this 15-minute initial meeting to say, hey, what's going on today? And what we try, and if this doesn't work, I think Ulla will post a backup solution in the chat in a moment. But I try to outline what will happen. So we have a 60-minute work group breakout session coming up. And then in the end, about an hour of, summary, what the work groups did, and a brief discussion followed by a short happy hour in case you want to stay later on. If you can or have some beverage of your choice, you can hang out, make some dumb jokes or some intelligent jokes, whatever you prefer. In any case, so that's sort of the timing and the cadence of events. So briefly, these breakout rooms have already been created. We will make probably soon all the work group leads to sort of Zoom co-hosts, and they can open the room. The room can then be entered. And I set the Zoom meeting so that you could jump around however you want. So if you're a participant and you think, hey, I start in one breakout room, for example, the pre-analytics, and I want to jump to truthing, or from truthing to machine learning, you can jump around. I hope that will work. And if not, again, Ulla will post the backup option for Zoom meetings that the work group leads have kindly provided. That would make things a little bit more complicated, but we will then ultimately join back after. That's why we put in 15 minutes transition time in case something goes wrong. But, we hopefully will figure it out. So briefly about what will happen in the breakout sessions. So again, the aim is twofold. First, we want to check that the website content of the various work groups is aligned with what these various people want to do. We've decided that some time ago, many people have contributed already, and this is kind of a way to review what will go on the website soon. I get back to this slide in 1 second, but there is already a draft for the various work groups on the website, and there's a common sort of structure and architecture of what will be in the website on the different groups. But if someone comes to our main website and says, hey, I want to work on data standardization, that the content there is vetted by at least those people who are truly interested in it. So this is the first part that will happen in those work group or breakout sessions. So the deliverables and relevance will be checked. And if you're new, please feel free to contribute in whatever way or shape you want to in the groups that you like. And we ask the group leads to then provide sort of the notes back to Ulla so that we can, then put that on the website, hopefully before the next meeting. The other part is also that this should be, I don't think we provided sort of a one-page outline. I don't think this will take more than about 15 minutes. The rest is really intended to people come together, discuss sort of what those relevant questions are and how we can tackle that from a regulatory sciences perspective. And ultimately, this, let's say, review, roughly taking an hour, will lead to some sort of notes. And we asked the work group leads of these 9 work groups that we have to ultimately come back together and provide sort of a quick 2 to 3 minute and maybe 2-minute discussion so that we have 5 minutes each very quickly. So this is obviously tightly timed. So if the work group leads could provide this, that would be fantastic. In the end, we have a little bit of time for the discussion. Briefly by interest, Ulla has put together sort of the breakdown of the 50 respondents. So this is what will happen today. By sort of color wheel here, you can pick what topic you're hosting and or wanting to participate. And you see our newest group, the trainees group, has for now the smallest slice of the pie, but I wanted to take a moment and really tell you that this, I believe, will be a very, very important part of the Alliance, because there's very few moments or times, or, you know, for those people who are interested in training, be it graduate school, postdoc, or residency, to really tackle some of the digital pathology relevant regulatory sciences questions. So this will hopefully expand soon. We have already reached out to the through CAP, as well as through the delegates from the residency program. So there will be another meeting, so you definitely will hear about this.